Hello everyone, this is Rizwan Ali Muhammad. I'm going to speak a few words about radio frequency identification technology. In a short form, it's called as RFID. This RFID consists of a chip and an antenna on which it receives the signal. The main advantage of using RFID technology are it does not have to have a special power source to work with. It draws power from the machine with which it reads it. That means if the RFID chip is going to scan or barcode a machine, the power will be converted from electromagnetic source and it acts as a power source, and therefore RFID technology has its huge advantages over the other magnetic strips which are back on the credit cards or the debit cards. RFID technology is same as that of the regular barcode containing devices or magnetic strips such as credit cards or debit cards. The extra feature of this RFID technology are it has a unique feature for each individual object in the store or utility it is being used for. There are various types of RFID technologies, and this basically differs with the tags used because there are different tags for each RFID technology used, such as the jewelry stores or the library. The main applications of this technology are the same thing: any business with which it needs an identification for each object of its own kind. And coming to that, RFID technology is an innovation that joins the utilization of electromagnetic or electrostatic coupling in the radio frequency divide of electromagnetic range to particularly recognize a question, creature, or an individual. RFID is coming into expanding use in industry as an other option to the standardized identification which we have been using since so many years. The upside of RFID is that it doesn't require coordinate contact or observable pathway checking. An RFID framework comprises of three parts: a reception apparatus that is called as a receptor or the passive source or something, and a handset and a transponder, or it's called as a tag usually in the RFID nomenclature. The reception apparatus utilizes radio frequency waves to transmit a flag that actuates the transponder whenever enacted the tag, and this tag transmits information back to the radio wire. Uh, Now let us see that the information which is utilized to advise a programmable rational controller, that is an RFID technology, is that an activity sought to happen will be having a wireless communication through the tag and the reader of the RFID technology. The active so this activity could be as basic as raising as to get an entryway or as an interface with the database to do a FISL exchange. Lower frequency, as we have already told that RFID it basically works on a wireless technology, so there must be some frequency for that, and usually lower frequency RFID frameworks are from 30 kilohertz to 500 kilohertz, and these are a short transmission range, and high frequency RFID frameworks are usually in a range from 850 megahertz to 950 megahertz, and also 2.4 gigahertz to 2.5 gigahertz, and longer transmission, and these frequencies are in a range of about approximately 90 to 100 feet. As a rule, the higher frequency, the more costly the framework, as with any technology. The extra feature of this RFID technology are it has a unique feature for each individual object in the store or utility is being used for. There are various types of RFID technologies. It basically differs with the tags used. In an RFID system, there will be tags which must be attached to each and every item. All of these tags will be made using a chip called tiny tag chip, now and again called a coordinated circuit or integrated circuit, etc. This integrated circuit is associated with a radio wire that can be incorporated with a wide range of sorts of labels, including clothing, hang labels, marks, and security labels, and also a wide assortment of modern resource labels. The label chip contains memory which stores the item's electronic item code, that's called as EPC generally, and other variable data with the goal that it can be pursued and followed by RFID readers any place. And also, an RFID reader is a system associated gadget with a receiving wire that sends control and also information and orders to the labels. The RFID reader acts like a point for RFID label things so that the label information on the respective item can be made accessible to the business applications. An RFID tag is involved in an IC chip appended to the radio wire that has been printed, carved, stamped, etc. And this is mounted, which is on regular paper, on paper substrate that's called as polyethylene terephthalate. The chip and receiving wire combo called decorate is then changed over or sandwiched between printed mark and its glue backing or embedded into the more strong structure. The labels, chip or integrated circuit conveys execution, memory and stretched out elements to the tag. The chip is pre-customized with the label identifier and a remarkable serial number. And coming to the receiver point, there is no flawless receiving wire for all the applications till date we have used. This application characterizes the reception apparatus particulars. A few labels may be upgraded for a specific frequency band, while others may be tuned for good execution when joined to materials that may not regularly function admirably for remote correspondence. And also, reception apparatus can be produced using an assortment of materials. They can be printed, carved, or stamped with conductive ink. And let's see. And also, an RFID reader, otherwise called an investigative specialist, is a gadget that gives the association between the label information and the venture framework in the field of operation, playing out any number of undertakings, including basic persistent reviewing, separating, composing to choose labels, and so on. This RFID reader utilizes a joint reception apparatus to catch information from the labels that are called tags usually. It then passes the information to the personal computers for handling. So much the same as RFID labels, there are a wide range of sizes and sorts of RFID readers. Readers can be fastened in a stationary position or in a store or in a processing plant or in a cell phone, for example, a handheld scanner. This handheld scanner must be at the counter of the store or jewelry store or the library, and this handheld scanner will scan all the objects in the store respectively with the small chips called tags and RFID. Readers receiving wires change over electric current into electromagnetic waves that are then transmitted into space, where they can be having a label radio wire and changed over back to electrical current, much as same as the electromagnetic radiation. The two and coming on to the applications. In the field of applications, the range between the tag and reader is more noteworthy than the 30 centimeters and can be up to the few several meters. And one of the basic example given by the RFID is in the NASA, where the scientists going to the space. A bottled water costs about $40,000 transferring from Earth to the NASA, and here RFID technology has a spinning object because it spins according to our hand actions, and this made them filter the water droplets which are in the space, and they're gonna spin it, filter it, and have the bottle of water for the use. This saves about $20,000 in a month for the NASA scientists. So this is the basic application status of RFID. The more you use it, the efficient